Welcome to episode 24 of the Kansas Jayhawks Dynasty as we face off against the Oklahoma State Cowboys in a Big 12 matchup that can leave us much higher than expected in the seedings. Currently, we are tied with Kansas State and Oklahoma State, 3-3 conference record, tied for last place, 4th, 5th, and 6th overall in the conference. And today, head coach Smeems is up to a big task as he has to decide if Conrad Hawley is ready to come back into the game or if Jason Bean is going to be the starter for one more week before Hawley is healthy. The Cowboys have a very electric passing game under quarterback Spencer Sanders, but do not sleep on their run game, as you will see later. Jaylen Warren has had himself an amazing season, close to 900 yards already, with still 2 games left after this one in the season. But on an away game here, we will have to wait and see who the starting quarterback will be for the Jayhawks, as Spencer Sanders gives it to Warren to start the day, and he loses 1 on the play. But as you see there, 12 touchdowns and close to 900 yards on a very efficient running for Jaylen Warren, and a quick third down for Sanders makes it look easy as he finds his man Brennan Presley, the reliable senior/junior receiver out of Oklahoma State's receiving core. Now 2nd and 7, Sanders finds Green up the middle on a nice little quick slant route. Bryson Green and Brennan Presley really hit us hard with those slant routes all throughout the game, but he's going to give it to Warren up the left side for 6 yards there on a 2nd and 4 now, quickly down the field. Less than a minute or 2 minutes into the game, Sanders gives it to Warren, wide open, great blocking, and he's into the end zone. 19 yards on the play, and the Cowboys strike first. 7-0 now early in this game. I keep wanting to call them the Sooners just because I'm used to Oklahoma being the Sooners, but Jason Bean's got Luke Grimm downfield. 44 yards on the play, and what a way to start the day if you're Jason Bean and you know you've got Conrad Hawley right behind you on the bench ready to play. Velton Gardner, though, on the next play would get leveled after just 2 yards. Quickly down to a 3rd and 8 now on the next play. After that, they couldn't do anything with it. So now Jason Bean on 3rd and 8 in Cowboys territory, looking downfield, and he's intercepted. Daniels, the linebacker, jumps up into the air, and he just snatches that one down. Not really much Trevor Wilson could have done there because that was just an errant throw by Jason Bean. And the Cowboys will instead keep the ball. 2nd and 3, Spencer Sanders missed tackle. Kenny Logan Jr. breaking up off of him, and he's finally brought down at about the 11-yard line. About 60 yards on that run there, and on a 2nd and 1, just 2 plays later, Sanders is going to give it to Warren, who's got his 2nd touchdown of the day already. That one from 3 yards out, and the Jayhawks offense needs to get going quickly here. 1st or 2nd and 10, read option goes nowhere. They lose 4, and they would have to punt it away, or if they do not get this 3rd and 14, Jason Bean out of the shotgun, 3 minutes and 12 remaining. Bean rolling out to his left. Looking downfield, throwing, and it's out of the hands of Velton Gardner. He had a chance at it, but it was into double coverage, and that's going to be a very difficult catch no matter who is getting that ball there. But Velton Gardner, unfortunately, couldn't haul it in as Spencer Sanders has got a man deep on the next possession. Anderson all the way down to about the 4-yard line. Langston Anderson credited with 58 yards on the play, and the Cowboys, just like that, are on a 1st and goal. Sanders out of the shotgun, gives it to Warren up the middle and untouched as he walks into the end zone for a 6-yard touchdown run, his 3rd of the day. And out comes Conrad Hawley, finally on the field. 1st and 10 behind Wilson, but he's able to connect with him and get 4 yards on the play. As we all know, Conrad Hawley came out in week 2 of this season and played excellent. He got to start the next week, and about 5 plays into the 3rd game of the season, he got injured, and he has been out ever since. But here he is, still not really 100% on a 3rd and 5 as he lobs it outside to James Smith, but for 19 yards there. He's still not really 100%. He's actually wasn't really expected to play today. He was actually listed as doubtful, but as you can see, he's more than healthy to sling it downfield. The main issue right now is his mobility. It's not there as much as he should have it, but on a 1st and goal, All he needs to do is be able to keep the ball in the hands of the Jayhawks as Gardner gets it inside for a touchdown, and they shrink the lead down to 14 as we go into the second quarter, and Conrad Hawley instantly makes an impact on this offense. Now 1st and 10 for Sanders to start the second quarter, going to the right side, and instead it is dropped by the receiver Green. That was a clutch drop there for the Jayhawks offense or defense. 3rd and 11, pressure on Sanders, and he hits his own offensive lineman in the helmet, and that ball falls harmlessly to the ground. Now 3rd and 4 on the next possession for the Jayhawks. Hawley looking at running it, just barely able to get around the lineman, and he gets 5 on the play, enough for a first down for the moment. 2nd and 8 now, a play action again, rolling out, dumps it down to Cardell, and that's actually going to go as no gain on the play whatsoever, so that would bring up a 3rd and 8. This crowd is getting loud in Oklahoma State Stadium as he goes out to Cardell and doesn't get there. Had the first down initially, but on 4th and 1 after Cardell went back behind the line to gain, they have to go for it. This time Hawley rolls out, slings it downfield, and he's got his man, Mason Fairchild. We haven't seen much of him all year long because Trevor Cardell took over his starting position. But on a clutch 4th down conversion, he makes a big impact and sets up a huge run by Velton Gardner on 2nd and 1 for 18 yards down inside the red zone now against this Cowboys defense, bringing up a 1st and goal. Hawley going to give it to Neal this time, up the middle for 5 or 6 there on the play, down to about the 1.5 yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal after the 2nd down run was nullified. This time Hawley, play action, got Huggins in the flats, and he walks on in. The tight end converted to fullback makes an impact today with his 2nd touchdown of the season. Just like that, Conrad Hawley has us back in this game, down 7. Sanders going deep on 2nd and 10, and he's almost intercepted. Jacoby Bryant with the deflection there. Could have been much more than that, though, and now that sets up a 3rd and 10. Decent blocking for Sanders. Nobody getting open, though, as he wants to go downfield. Does so, and it's almost intercepted for the 2nd straight play. This time, though, it was Kenny Logan Jr. who drops it, and the Jayhawks look to get something going on this next drive as Velton Gardner breaks the tackle, and he's going to get 10 on the play as time dwindles down in this second quarter. 2.5 minutes remaining as Velton Gardner's got a lot of space on the right side, and he's able to get a first down and much more. So far, 10 for 63 today for Velton Gardner. 3rd and 1, though, Devin Neal can't get to the outside. He actually loses 5 on the play. So instead of a touchdown, the Jayhawks do settle for a quick field goal with just over a minute remaining as we take a 4-point deficit now going into the next Cowboys possession as Brennan Presley on an excellently run slant route for 18 yards. 59 seconds remain and counting in the quarter. Sanders this time out of the shotgun again. Rolling around, and he's intercepted. Gavin Potter jumps the route, and the Jayhawks take over right around midfield with plenty of time in this quarter remaining. Hawley on the next play is intercepted right back by Daniels. Returning that one back past the 50, though, this time. Can't really blame that interception on Conrad Hawley too much. Trevor Cardell was open, but at the last second, he decided to move upfield, and the Cowboys will get a field goal out of it as we go into the second half, down by a touchdown now. 8 minutes, the first play of the third quarter, out of the shotgun. Hawley's going deep, got his man past the defender. Luke Graham into the 20, to the 10, and he beats the safety into the end zone. 75 yards to open the second half as Conrad Hawley shows that this starting job is his to keep now. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys, though. Spencer Sanders, he's had success on the read option, but Rich Miller snuffs that one out. And a 3rd and 10 on the next Cowboys possession as they lose most of their momentum out of the first play of the game. 3rd and 10, though, he gets it to Brennan Presley, who's able to cut upfield for 22 yards. And that will set them up great with a 2nd and 10 down past the 50-yard line just a few plays later. Sanders pressure on him, but he's able to get it to his tight end, Austin Gerard, for 8 yards on the play, making that a 3rd and 2 with 6:26 in the quarter. He dumps it on the option. Jalen Warren breaking tackles, finally shoved down out of bounds at about the 6 or 7 yard line. Excellent pitch there at the last second by Spencer Sanders, but that will bring up a 1st and goal out of the shotgun, looking to throw, going outside, got his man wide open. Jaden Bray with the 9-yard touchdown catch, and the Cowboys reclaim their 7-point lead now, 31-24. Jayhawks have to be able to keep up with that Cowboys offense. They give it to Gardner here on 2nd and 10, and he's able to get 8 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 2. Conrad Hawley remains under center, gives it to Gardner again, and he has nowhere to go this time. Loses 1 on the play, and that will bring up a 4th and 3 where they punt that, and a 2nd and 10 is where we'll see this Cowboys offense the next time as Jaylen Warren gets cut off and only able to get about 1 on the play. So a 3rd and 9, which would be an amazing stop by this Jayhawks defense. They've come up when we need them to, and the pressure gets there. Caleb Taylor doesn't get the sack, but he forces an incomplete pass on that play. And the Jayhawks have another chance to tie it up. This time, though, on 1st down, they go to Gardner, who's able to get 10, and a very generous 1st down marker there. Conrad Hawley on the next 1st down, out of the center position, firing into coverage, and he's got Trevor Cardell for 16 on that play. 1st and 10 on the very next play. Give it to Gardner again. Got a lot of space, got some blocking, and he's into the end zone. 15 yards for Velton Gardner, and the Jayhawks tie it up again, 31 off. Still 3.5 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. This time it's a screen to Presley that goes for about 3 yards before it's brought down by Kenny Logan Jr. Excellent coverage there on the screen. Now they go the opposite direction to Presley. This time it's not covered so well. Breaking tackles, multiple people flinging off of him, and a 27-yard catch and run on that screenplay by Brennan Presley, setting up a 2nd and 10 where Jaylen Warren will get the ball for a loss of 1. He really had no chance on that play as the linemen and the linebacking core are able to get enough pressure there to bring up a 3rd and 11. Sanders going deep downfield into coverage, and it's caught. Brennan Presley, 32 yards in the back of the end zone, and that just took the life out of this Jayhawk team as they had tons of coverage in that corner. And Velton Gardner continues his successful day, over 120 yards now early or late in this 3rd quarter. Now 1st and 10 on a Will Huggins screen. Got a lot of space up the left side, and he's able to cut it back inside for 11 yards. 3rd and 4 now on the final play of the quarter. Hawley finding Cardell, not able to get the 1st down. We will go into the 4th quarter with a chance to convert a 4th and inches. Hawley gives it to Gardner, got the 1st down and more, about 6 on the play. That sets us up perfectly to score on this drive as we're able to get the 1st down. Hawley out of the center position again on the next play, rolling out, nobody open, and he takes the sack. Better than forcing it into coverage, but that will bring up a very difficult 2nd and 18. This time, though, Hawley looking to Grimm on the slant. Spin move out of the defender's hands and wide open into the end zone. 28 yards on the play as number 11 gets his 2nd of the day. Beautiful move there on the defender, and he left that man with his ankles broken. Now 1st and 10 for Sanders on the next possession. He's able to hit Bryson Green on a very nice lob pass on the outside. Now a 2nd and 3 right after that 7-yard gain. Give it to Warren. Nobody on the left side. Finally meets him there, and he's able to get the 1st down. Very generous spotting. They've done that a lot of times against us the last few games. And that brings up a 2nd and 8 with 5:14 remaining in the 4th quarter. Sanders finds Anderson on a slant, and they're going to call a face mask on that tackle. 1st and goal, and they did not need any more help, but they got 15 extra yards, and Sanders keeps it himself. 2-yard touchdown run on the read option sets them up with a 7-point lead. Once again with 4.5 minutes remaining. 2nd and 7 for Hawley. Looking to go downfield, and he's intercepted. Daniels with his 3rd of the day, and he's barely tripped up by Trevor Wilson for a 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. You've got to think that might just do it for our chances this game unless the defense can hold them to nothing on this drive as the receiver drops that incomplete pass on 2nd and 10. Now 3rd and 10. Crucial play here. 4:20 remaining in the game as Spencer Sanders fumbles it. It's recovered by Warren, but that's enough to knock him out of field goal range. Hawley on 1st and 10, the next possession, finds Gardner out of the backfield, and he's able to scamper out for 16 on the play. 3rd and 2 now for this offense. Hawley's going to give it to Gardner. This time he breaks it up the middle for a nice gain of 6 yards and enough to push the chains even farther downfield. 1st and 10 though for Hawley. Out of the shotgun now, rolling out to his right. The protection was there though as he's got James Smith in the middle of the field, cutting it back and down about the 20-yard line. 31 yards on the play now. 1st and 10. Just under 2 minutes and counting. Hawley out of the shotgun, throwing it again this time. Looking inside, got Luke Grimm running to the end zone, and he gets tackled at the 1-yard line. Very next play, 2:44 remaining. Gardner up the middle, and an easy punch in there, but you might just be worried for this defense as they've left a lot of time on the clock. 2.5 minutes and a little bit more remaining as Spencer Sanders on the screenplay. Warren gets past Wheeler, able to fight forward for about 9 yards on the play. 2:14 now remaining as they continue to run the clock down. 2nd and 1 for Sanders. This time it's a pass again to Green on the middle of the field, and Bryson Green falls forward for about 12. Just over a minute remains now. 3rd and 3. Need a stop here. Read option. Sanders breaks the tackle from Alexander, breaking gains his tackle, and finally tripped up by Romello or Jacoby Bryant. Big gain there. 33 seconds left. 2nd and 3, and it's nowhere to go for Jaylen Warren, setting up a game-winning field goal here for the Cowboys to give the Jayhawks their 5th loss of the season, and they set it up perfectly right through the uprights, and the Jayhawks lose. Maybe if they don't get anything going here on this 1st and 10. Hawley out of the shotgun, looking downfield, and he's sacked. -13 on the play. And as you'll see here, we just did not have enough time to do anything else. No timeouts left. 2nd and 23. They actually complete the pass downfield to James Smith for about 37 as time expires. But Conrad Hawley cannot come into this game and make the comeback happen. He did it for a little bit there, but the defense just finally got too exhausted. Wasn't much they could have done other than this, and an overall great game by the offense. The defense left a lot to be desired, but you cannot blame them too much as they've been in those situations a lot this year, and they've came up big a lot this year. That gives us now a 5-5 overall record as we need to win one of the last 2 games against ranked opponents to make a bowl game. This was probably the worst game for us to slip up and lose, considering the last 2 games we have left in the season. Conrad Hawley, though, in his first game back, 24 of 29, 367, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I wouldn't really count that first one against him too much. Trevor Cardell was wide open, but he decided to move at the last second. Jason Bean, 2 of 5, 44 yards and an interception. I think he's probably done for the season if Conrad Hawley can stay healthy. Now, Velton Gardner is finally coming into his own right now. 24 for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is just a amazing all-around effort right there. Luke Grimm, 6 for 171 and 2 touchdowns. James Smith, 4 for 103. So those 2 guys right there, they honestly led the team in receiving this entire game. They just had an amazing overall effort today. Oklahoma State, though, just played better simply. Spencer Sanders, 2 touchdowns on 371 yards. Jaylen Warren, 15 of 77, 3 touchdowns. And then, Spencer Sanders, whenever he had the ball in his hands, he was just unstoppable. And like I said, that doesn't set us up too well for next episode. We bring in number 12 Texas Tech. They're 8-2 on the season. It's going to be a home game, thankfully. Obviously, everybody's predicting us to lose. They've got a better overall team. They've got better statistics overall. They're led by their quarterback that they had last year. He's got 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So Roderick Thompson was in Heisman contentions with 12 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, just on 166 carries. So that game alone is going to be tough. And then when you go and look at the next game after that, we've got Kansas State, which no matter how bad either of these teams are, a rivalry game's always a rivalry game, and Kansas State's going to be a tough one. They actually just dropped out of the rankings, so they're 6-4 now. And these last 2 games, they're going to be tough, but we've got to find a way to at least win one of them if we want to make a bowl game, obviously. And looking at conference standings, it's not too great for us in our situation right now. We're tied with Kansas State for 3-4. They just lost their game this week. If we can beat Texas Tech somehow, we'll easily jump in front of Oklahoma State and Kansas State. And then obviously if we can beat Kansas State, we'll be well ahead of them. I just don't want to finish dead last again in the conference, well, in our division, because Houston's obviously going to be dead last in the conference. They're freaking 0 of 8. They're trying to get 1 win on the season, and they play SMU, who's 1 of 9. So hopefully for their sake, they can at least get that one. But like I said, hopefully we're able to get something going against Texas Tech early and we don't fall in a hole like we did against Oklahoma State and try to climb back out of it. Recruiting-wise, not very much going on right now. We got dropped out on one of those big athletes, Dustin Newberry. He dropped us out of his top rankings, so that's unfortunate. But we've got a little bit of time to add some more recruits and just kind of hopefully round out this class a little better than last year's class. So let me know what you guys think we should do and what the game plan should be against Texas Tech. I honestly understand now that Conrad Hawley has to be the starter no matter what. So really, there's no debate about that. But let me know what you guys think we should do as far as offensive schemes and stuff to give us the best chance to beat Texas Tech. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I know these last few videos haven't done as well, but I'm going to be doing these consistently, so I want this series to grow. And I hope you guys enjoy this series as much as I enjoy making it, because it's just so much fun to partake in this series. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later on the next episode when we face off against the Red Raiders.